Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy, my channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities. Work our way through the dollar yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it. If you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That's where I dive deeper into all these subjects, topics, looking for investment opportunities and sharing those opportunities with everyone in the community. We have a special going on. Special is the coupon code. It's $25 off the first month on the monthly membership and $100 off on the yearly membership. Let's dive in, take a look, see what's going on today. Starting with the DXY. And again, I'm in the camp that we're going to go higher. That we've got the technical setup here, falling wedge, double bottom, small selling pressure. Still looks good to go on and move on up. Yields are down a little bit today, and the dollar was down a teeny bit. Yields dropping 0.31%. Again, this looks good to go higher. Just small selling pressure next to a big green candlestick. Most of the times what I've seen is that it is a stair-step process of it moving higher. The 10-year's down a little bit, and again, we've got the falling wedge into a breakout with another falling wedge, which is going to work its way on up. It looks good to move higher. 30 years in a similar situation. Looks a little bit different. We do have a little bit more selling pressure that occurred yesterday. But I'm going to remain with the upward call just because of the 2-year and the 10-year. A lot of the times you come back to this area, so we might come back to this area and turn and work our way on up. We got TLT bond prices that are up a little bit today. We could head a little bit higher up into what I've got. If I can show it here, is this area right up here, this cross section of resistance. So maybe we reach up there, maybe we don't. We'll see. We've got the 2 and the 10 inverting today. And again, it's been working our way on up. And it looks good to invert. And I know this, I do this different. Everybody puts the 10 and 2. I put it as the 2 and 10. And it's because I compare it to other things, I use the 2 and the 10. TYX, TNX ratio slightly lower. So no real tailwind behind gold today. I mean, the dollar's pretty much flat. TYX, TNX pretty much flat. Not a tailwind or a headwind really today. Gold did go down $44 an ounce. We do have some downward momentum that we're trying to work off. We'll see what happens over time, but that momentum is still to the downside. Silver's up 0.91%. It's trying to put in a little bit of buying pressure today. You can see the wicks at the bottom. The downtrend is still intact. Now, the next thing you want to do if you start to see this, see how it's coming into a point. You can zoom in if you like, and then you get this guy there. And then what you can do is you can start throwing trend lines on top of these. And then you can throw another trend line in here, and then you can say, oh, is that a falling wedge? Could be. It could be, and we could try to break out here, maintain support where this support level is. We'll see if we can get a break higher here in the short term and reverse this momentum. Now, the momentum is down. Falling wedges, which is what we have here, facing like this, are generally bullish to break higher. So momentum's down. We're trying to turn, and we could see a breakout in silver, perhaps tomorrow or this week. So that's something we can watch. Platinum also putting in some wicks at the bottom. So there is buying pressure here. That's what those wicks are indicating. There's not a ton of buying pressure, though, and the momentum is still downward. It's trying to work it off. We'll see if it is successful or not. Usually in these cases, when you get this much selling pressure in that short period of time, this here is a consolidation, and it usually works its way lower. Not saying that it 100% is in the bag, but that's generally what I've seen. You get strong big forceful candlesticks over there, and then you get some sort of follow through. Maybe we come back to this area, in here somewhere, 1400, 1380, 1360 or something. Palladium. So we had this original big selling pressure move. Now we've got smaller candlesticks. So it's like people are buying this, but there's still downward momentum kind of weighing on this. Kind of an interesting setup. Sometimes you get like a bottom here. Sometimes you can get another bottom here. And this will be like a falling wedge that we can break and potentially put in like a double bottom. Could potentially be that. Let's zoom in and see what we have here. Yeah. And then you can throw kind of that in there. That's kind of what it looks like right now. But usually the time here has been pretty short. So a lot of the times when it's this short, it needs to consolidate more before a turn. But again, in an uptrend, we have an uptrend cycle here. These consolidations may not last that long, and they can continue to the upside. So what would I do here? If I own palladium, I wouldn't sell, but I wouldn't necessarily buy more here either. The purchase should have been made down here. It gets harder and harder as you get away from these support levels to say, oh, I'm going to buy it at this exact moment, when mainly these are just consolidations, usually. XAU to gold ratio is up to, this does look like it's trying to bottom. It does. So maybe we can see some bottoming action going on in the gold and silver mining companies in relationship to gold itself. Gold was down today and the miners were up. So keep that in mind. And that could, bring silver higher with it. Maybe people are front running this falling wedge breakout in the equities. So GDX is putting in a big bullish engulfing today. That generally is a bottoming pattern to try to work its way on up. That doesn't mean it has to happen tomorrow. What it means is that we could still go sideways and then break. But the bullish engulfing is showing, and it is a reversal pattern. GDXJ has it, so does SILJ. All bullish engulfings across the board on the gold and silver mining companies in the face of a $45 down day in gold. Think about that for a second. That's usually a good sign. Crude oil down 2.25, a little bit of selling pressure there. We're still in this corner here, squeezing up in the bigger, longer term picture view. This very well could drive higher with time, because we've got a nice big surge higher and then a smaller kind of pullback. It's got a little bit of selling pressure today, but we'll see where we'll go. And we're still squeezing in the big pattern. TTF gas up 0.9% in this channel, chopping sideways. I do suspect that this is going to work its way on up with time. Natural gas down 5%. It's up against some resistance. We'll see if we can punch through that over the next few, say, weeks or months. Our boy XOP, yeah, you know me, down up 2%. And I talked about this gap being filled, which it just was filled today. So perhaps the gap is filled. Maybe we can start working our way on up with some time here. We're still above support down there and still below resistance on top of us there. OIH up 0.27. This looks fantastic. When you look at it from like a weekly perspective, it's a big weekly green candlestick with a small bloody nose. Small profit-taking day. We're above support. So things look good to try to work its way on up. They look good. Newcastle coal futures are up 0.9%. I like it. Perhaps this is like a double bottom. And maybe we can work our way on up and start into a bull market for coal. Finish this retest completely off. Sprott Physical Uranium Trust up 4%. Just ripping. Look at that. So we came back, did a pretty harsh move lower. I know some people were probably talking about this shoulder, head, shoulder, topping pattern, whatever. Um, I'll just say this: we're really early in the bull market, and I wouldn't be using those as like shoulder, head, shoulder patterns. I view it from this perspective. Maybe this is going to be one big cup and handle pattern, maybe, which I think it is what it is. And I think we're going to work our way on up. I think we have a long way to go higher in all commodities, including uranium. So that looks good. Uranium's up a little bit today. This will break out. It looks fantastic. URA up massively, 8.4% today. So that looks better. We've got Uranium up about 10%. So we did a breakout of these highs here of that resistance level, went back, did a retest, and now we're ripping again. URNJ up 10.3%. That's also, I think, going to start heating up as the bull market progresses. Nickel still sideways. No real updates there today. Nothing to get too excited about, although when things go sideways, that's when I get excited. I get excited over patterns, not necessarily price movement. Copper sideways, so not much trading going on there. It looks like we're in the uptrend. You can see this is just making higher lows, trying to break through this higher high here, but yeah, it looks good. This is something I would do nothing with. I've already purchased where I wanted to be, and I'm just sitting and waiting. Yeah, look at all the drawing on that. COPX is up 1.33. It's breaking out to the upside. It just finished a return back test move. I think we're going higher. It looks good. Up, up, and away. Lithium's up 1.67. That's already broken to the upside. That looks good. Trying to maybe fill in that little gap there. But again, we're in an uptrend, guys. It looks good. Nice one to hold. REMX also in an uptrend, getting some selling pressure recently. We have to zoom in a little bit, see what we've got here. So you can see the consolidation. Here, I'll put it in like that. So there's the consolidation there. And then what we're looking for is a support level, perhaps. Maybe it creates some sort of pattern here. Again, I don't know for sure. We'll see what it looks like with time. But there's your consolidation there. Consolidating sideways, looking A-OK in my opinion. To continue higher with time, we're still consolidating there. Iron ore down slightly, but again, no selling pressure. It looks good to rip higher. This could go at any second, guys. This looks really good. For a big, we could see a big move out of iron ore here. It looks really, really. So we're squeezing sideways here. We came on up, and then yeah, we could easily move on up here. Aluminum continues higher. These base metals, iron ore and aluminum, both looking good. Nickel's basing out still, but I have a feeling it'll follow. So that looks really good. We've got Baltic Dry Index chopping sideways in a consolidation. And again, this is a bullish formation. Emerging markets down slightly. We're up against the last form of resistance here. So we could do a loop. We could pause. We could break through. I basically said every single thing. I don't think that this is going to go this way. It's just going to end here and stop. The lows are coming up into this. You can see those lows, and it's going to push us through. So I'm super bullish on emerging markets, and I think we're going to see a breakout here, and then a big bull market afterwards. Move down slightly, still trying to break through resistance. We haven't done that yet, and maybe we got a back test before doing it. So patience here. KRE down slightly, still underneath resistance. This could easily roll over, and we could get another kind of surge lower, like one of those days is possible, as this looks like a prime setup for that to do that. XHB down a little bit. Looks a little bit better. Nice little bullish engulfing. This is a tough one to look at. You know, it's kind of like a rising pattern, those generally break lower, and we kind of breaking out, but it's a tough one in the short term because this is also a rising one here. So if we see big selling pressure here, we could see another leg lower in XHB home builders. But we have support here. We'll see if that holds if it were to do that. Russell's down a little bit. That's still sitting on top of everything though, as it's been pushed up and up and up. SPX up a little bit, making all-time highs. Looking good. And the NASDAQ's also up 0.8%, making all-time highs. Looking good. Dow Jones Transportation down slightly. We're getting all this, it's kind of weird. Look at all the battle here in that. We've got big buying pressure, big selling pressure all through this area here. Volatility kicking up. Are we gonna break lower here? That's something to watch for. There's a lot of red candlesticks in here. That means there's a ton of selling pressure still in this thing. It wants to go and sell off. So we'll see what happens in this corner here. This is a rising wedge breakdown retest, and that could easily head lower. So keep that in your back pocket. XLI is still up at all-time highs, and we're above support. Getting a little bit of resistance through here, trying to break out again. We've got Bitcoin down a little bit, still above support, still okay. Ethereum down a little bit, still above support, still looking okay. There it is, right on top of it. MicroStrategy down 3.72. Is this front running what maybe Bitcoin might do? I don't know. Or the NASDAQ or all those other ones? Tough to say. And then the VIX is up a little bit, 3.86% today. So we're getting a little bit of volatility here today, but it's well within control. And then what we're also seeing, just to kind of go through this every once in a while, we are seeing these currencies strengthen a little bit. So we are underneath resistance. We're trying to break through it. A lot of the times what you get is a flag pattern underneath it. I just like drawing it real quick. And then a break higher. That would punch us through the pattern if it does that, and it looks like it's trying to. We also have the African Rand. I drew this on log. That's breaking higher. That looks good. We've got BRL USD, which is another Brazilian real, double bottom. It's working its way on up. I think the Brazil companies could do very well here if this continues higher. And the Aussie dollar is breaking out too. There it is. So, and we can throw a kind of a little deal here going on and breaking on up. It looks pretty good, and we're sitting on top of the big pattern here now. So if we get a breakout here, like a larger, more sustaining breakout, things could get real interesting here for a lot of these emerging markets. Australian stocks, Brazilian stocks. I mean, this is looking pretty, it's got a pretty good setup here. So I'm curious to see how fast we move if we can break here. But that's what I've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the website if you'd like. We do have a midweek update that's being released later today. You guys can view that on the website. I will record it and upload it on my opinions on what I think are real good entry points in the market that I'm going to be participating in. All right, guys, that's all I've got. So we'll catch you next time. See ya.